Everyone.
Hey everyone, this is your favorite radio host, your only radio host, of course, and your favorite girl, Corinne Lafont, broadcasting to you from between the lines in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a beautiful day today. I am just such in awe of the day and just being able to see and breathe and experience God's gifts to us and just take it in. I just sucked up as much as I could of today. Into my lungs, into my veins, into my capillaries, into my organs, into everything, into my spirit. I just sucked it all up. I was like, yay! And I felt such a I don't know, my whole being was just taking it in. And even while I'm here talking on the show, I'm feeling it and still taking it in. I have the windows open, the sunlight streaming in, and I'm like, yay, just a great day. And I always start my show being thankful for everything, just being here, being alive, being able to share with you another one of my episodes. And I also have a beautiful woman with a lot of hair on my show. Yeah. So if the hair gets in the way, don't mind. You know, I hope you can still hear her. Her name is Angie Flores, and she has a Spanish name. Flores, I think, is for flowers. So that's
Oh,
a beautiful thing, yes.
yes.
And she is just as beautiful as a flower, as you can see. Yeah, she
Thank
is. She is. Yes, she is. And so I'm going to tell you a bit of about her quickly, and then we get into the show. So Angie Flores is a best-selling and multiple award-winning author of Cobb's Wish. Born and raised in Hollywood, California, Angie's a wife and working mother of three boys who still found time to make her dream of becoming an author come true. Her inspiration to start her journey came through questions and concepts her children would present daily. Angie found her illustrator at the high school her husband taught at, and with her family and friends backing her dream, which is good, Cobb's Wish debut launch landed her at 2,760 of all 11 million plus books on Amazon. Daily, Angie is working to make this venture a success. Angie appears at schools, festivals, and private groups to share Cobb's Wish. The message of her book resonates with all ages. Think things through, choose what really matters, and always, always wish from the heart. Now, today we are going to be talking about what are we talking about today? There is no box.
you about
There is no box. And you might find, what does there is no box has to do with her books? Well, we're going to feature her book in a little bit because I always showcase my guest website and what they're up to and if they have any giveaways or if there's anything that they want to give to the listeners and those who will be listening in the future. So we're talking about there is no box. Now it comes from the phrase Angie. Oh, sorry. Welcome, Angie, officially to Between the Lines.
you. I
Yeah, so there is no box. When Angie wrote into me, she wrote something, I can't remember what it was, but I said, I'm going to go with that. There is no box. Now, we always hear think outside the box. And some people, that's a new phrase in the last few years, I think, think outside the box. To kind of encourage persons to don't stay within a particular parameter when it comes to your thinking or even doing. So it's not only a matter of thinking, but it's doing anything at all. Don't restrict yourself. Don't limit yourself. Go beyond. A lot of people are afraid of going beyond because it means stepping outside of their comfort zone. It means facing their fears, whatever those are. It means coming into question because you may say something and you may feel dumb in saying it, but it may be the answer to a lot of things. So it puts you in a position of vulnerability, yeah, which most of us are not prepared or willing to do.
right.
So thinking outside the box or doing anything, when we say thinking of there is no box, makes it even worse. It means, and I think worse in a good sense, because there is no box means to say you're free to do whatever, whenever, however, as many times ever, with whomever that you want. You are not limited by anything. So there are no lines, like when we were playing games as children, Angie, we draw a line and we would say, this is a line. Don't cross that line, whatever games it may be. There is no line. There is no line. And even with a box, there is no four lines.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So worse yet, there is no one line. No, there are no four lines, and you're not in the middle of those four lines. So there is no box, Angie. Take us to what that means for you. There is no box. And how has that manifested itself in your life that you can share in terms of even your author's journey, that there
Right.
is no box.
Well, you know, when I started getting into my line of work, which was before it was working in corporate America, it was difficult because this was back in the early 90s, and there was still that glass ceiling.
Mm,
And women in general were put into a certain category of pay, maybe
mhm,
ability. And when I came into the company that I was working, they started me, of course, as an assistant, because I was college grad, but I grew, and I didn't let me being one of the only women in the company stop me from doing what the men did, as far as sales, as far as speaking to the clients, as far as going out and getting what I needed.
mhm,
Still, there wasn't equal pay. There still wasn't equal treatment.
mhm.
I remember people when I was pregnant with my son, my one boss saying, "Well, you've got to use that pregnant tummy for all it's worth."
Oh.
And I'm thinking, wow, that's you're putting me in a box,
Mhm, mhm,
saying that um, I'll get more out of my customers
mhm.
if I use my pregnancy, if I use my womanness.
Wow. Mm,
It was a very hard career that I chose at first because it was in sales and recruiting.
mhm,
And when I got out of that and got into human resources, it was a little better, let's say, environment, because
mhm,
now I had more of a control of any type of harassment that went on.
mhm,
Um, that's one box. Just trying to break free of that box in the corporate setting of not being looked at as the little woman. And
mhm,
nowadays, it's not as bad because people are more aware. You have these movements that are going on. But back then it was hard. And I always wanted to do, some type of artistic work with my abilities that were handed down by my grandma.
mhm,
And when the corporation I was with had a major layoff and wanted me to move outside of California, I said, oh, I can't move out of California.
mhm,
I'm homegrown. My roots are planted. I'm going to take a break and follow my dream.
mhm,
And people said, well, you have a family. You need to you have to be able to take care of your family, and you need to work so you can have these things for your kids and send them to school and have passes to Disneyland. And it was basically trying to fit into other people's scope of what a good mom would be.
mhm,
And I said, I think I could be an awesome mom by doing, what I want to do and showing my children that I don't have to be pegged. I don't have to be stuck in a cubby of mom,
mhm,
of the stereotypical, mom that always goes to soccer, and mom that has to be there for the kids, and mom that has to do the things for the kids. I love that job of being mom,
mhm.
but I wanted to do something for me too.
Yeah.
So I started writing the books, and heard from one of my former bosses when he was checking in on me, just saying, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I
Mhm.
said, "Good. What are you doing now?" And I said, "Oh, I'm going to write children's books." And he said, "That's cute, very cute." And it was very condescending.
Of course.
And I thought, wow, because he thought of me as that corporate person because that's how he knew me.
Mm,
And he thought I was going from that trade of being the corporate person into being the little woman at home.
mhm.
And I said, "Oh, I'll show you how cute that can be." So, I started doing my books, um, reading to my kids, when I was still working, reading to my kids and falling asleep in bed because I couldn't read because I was so tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing my own. And the layoff from the company basically had me to really push forward and do more with the stories that I had because I knew I had something good.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined a group to teach me how to do a little bit more with my craft.
Mm-hmm.
Because of my marketing background, I thought, you know what, I'm not just going to stick with your basic marketing. I mean, I had people and friends in the industry who really helped me get forward. I had other friends that were self-publishers.
Mm-hmm.
I had, you know, the writing group, people
Right.
that were really helping me and believed in me and were there for me. And I will always be grateful and always, you know, admire their belief in me because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe I could do it.
Yeah.
When I started marketing for myself, I thought, you know, I'm going to do something different than what other authors do. I'm going to try and go outside of my box a little bit, outside of the whole, you know, box that is in the writing community,
Mm-hmm.
and try and market the book a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw how other people were marketing, and I thought, okay, well, that's fine and dandy, but if I do exactly what they're doing, I'm going to be stuck in that rut, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to stand out. So I started going to comic conventions
Mm-hmm.
and taking my book. And I don't know if you ever go onto my website, you'll see in the gallery there's different people reading my book.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know authors usually have pictures of people with their books, but I was trying to do something different. I was trying to get, you know, a little shock value, people in costume reading the book or making funny sayings with people reading my book.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, how can I get out there more? Yes, I'm attending school visits. You know, I'm doing crafts with the kids. I'm going to festivals. I'm reading on stages. But what else can I do? So I contacted our community when they were having their Christmas parades, their holiday parades.
Uh-huh.
And I said, you know, have you ever considered having an author in your parade?
Uh-huh.
Well, one of the cities said, no, we usually don't have any, you know, celebrity type people in our parades because it's strictly council members and principals of the schools and, you know, just the basic hometown people.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, well, that's fine. I just thought I'd try. The worst anybody could ever say is no, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So I let it go and I contacted another city. They said the same thing. And I said, okay, you know, I told them both, check out my website. If anything ever changes, you know how to contact me. Well,
Mm-hmm.
within a week, I got a call from both places saying, you know what, we would love to have you in our parade because you are part of our town.
Yeah.
And we would love to have somebody represent who's not just a council member.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, that sounds great. So last year I was in two parades. I headed off the Hollywood Riviera parade, holiday.
Nice.
I was in a vintage car, and I had my husband, who's my panda mascot, striped panda,
Yeah.
um, waving to the kids, and they're like, yes, and they're announcing my book, and I was like, that's what I wanted. I wanted the exposure to get the book sold, and
Mm-hmm.
I was the first non-council member, the first celebrity, what they call it. I don't consider myself so much a celebrity yet, but
Yeah.
heading the parade. And then I was the same thing with the San Pedro,
Mm-hmm.
California, their holiday parade. I was one of the first authors that they ever had as well. And this is what
Mm-hmm.
they're telling me. And I was like, well, gosh darn it. You know, that I've gone outside a box.
Yeah.
And it was amazing experiences. I'm being a self-publisher, being an independent artist in any way. You are your own agent. You're
Yeah.
your own publicity manager, your accountant, your marketing, everything you do, you're your advertiser, it's you.
Yeah.
So
It's a business. It's a business.
so for me personally, I had to step out of my comfort zone of
Mm-hmm.
helping other people because I could get people jobs. I was a recruiter. I was doing great. I write resumes for people. They do great, but I couldn't do it for me.
Wow. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't
So
that
I,
amazing? Hmm.
humbling to
Yeah.
have to step outside of your own comfort, outside of your own box and start saying, look at me. look at me, I'm achieving a dream, and you want to help?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's humbling. You know, I've gotten a lot of no's, of course, and that's
Of course. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get my favorite. One of my idols is J.K. Rowling, and
Yes.
she Harry Potter series, and she was rejected over 150 times for her
Mm-hmm.
books, for her ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, before she has this gigantic empire now of these magical things that happen, amusement parks, movies. I mean, so seeing that she could do that, and I'm sure she had a lot of support, and I'm trying to get as much support as I can as well. um, it's possible. It's possible as long as you don't stop. And if anything starts to feel uncomfortable, that means it's working. That means you have to go above that.
Wow,
So for me,
I like that. Anything that starts to feel uncomfortable is working. Normally, people don't think that.
no, they don't. They stop
They
because they're like,
stop.
oh, I don't like this. But it's just like if you're a fish and you get closer to the shore, to the top of the water, and you're like, oh, if I get up there, I might, have air, and air's not good for me.
Yeah,
What they don't realize is they have gills, and they can do a little bit of both for a little bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. That's a real good message there, Angie. When it gets uncomfortable, keep going.
Because you never know, and if it wasn't meant, that's fine. Just take your direction in another way.
Mhm.
I'm trying so hard to just keep myself, going. Even for me to reach out to you, and for me to reach out to people and say, can I share? Can I,
Mhm.
share my book
Mhm.
with you? And
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable. It's scary because you don't want to hear, I'm not interested, thank you. But
Yeah,
and
but what is the fear based on, Angie? The fear is based on nothing. I mean, you're saying even if when you talk about the fish and if when things get uncomfortable, keep going. People are afraid to keep going because they are afraid of the failure. They are afraid of the embarrassment. They are afraid of the vulnerability. They are afraid of what other people would think. They are afraid of facing other people. So what? It's more
exactly.
if you really dig deep, it's more the embarrassment, that really holds people back. The embarrassment. And you're not even thinking beyond that to say, other people have had embarrassing situations. Do you think you're the only one? Other
Right,
people have had embarrassing situations and you may not know about it. Or
right.
probably you know. Who the hell cares?
But here's the thing, who tucks you in at night? You
Yeah.
tuck yourself in, and
Hmm.
the powers that be, whatever God you pray to, those are the two you have to remain true to within yourself. Because I can't go on based on, you know, say, let's go back to J.K. Rowling. I can't go based on all her failures because she took different paths than I'm looking to take. But just knowing that she didn't stop makes me go further. I can't worry about what other people think because they don't have my abilities. They don't have my strengths or my beliefs, my culture, my race, my children, my husband. They don't have what's under my roof for me to worry about if they're going to feel a certain way about me. You never know what people are going through. So with that in mind, I'm not going to worry about what my neighbor thinks as far as if I can pay my rent because it's really none of their business. I'm paying my rent. How I do it, it's a different story because everybody has a way to do it. I'm selling my books. I'm not within the corporate, culture of the box. I'm not within the soccer mom. I'm not within all of those boxes. I'm not within the author box. I want to be me. And I feel if you're more uh, true to yourself and
That's
more genuine to yourself,
yeah.
then you'll go further. I mean, I've had people that wanted to be friends with me based on what they wanted or what they expected a friend should
Wow.
be.
Wow.
And you know what? You can't put yourself in those positions because they have their needs and you have yours.
Hmm.
And if they can't accept you for who you are and your basic needs, and that your needs aren't always going to mesh with their needs,
Hmm.
then you're not the right person. You need to keep focused.
Yeah, and then the thing about it, Angie, is that you mentioned something important there. People wanted you to fit into their box,
Right,
in
right.
order for you to be friends, to determine how they be friends with you or you be friends with them, whatever. And the thing
Yeah.
about it, these things change. They may decide tomorrow morning or next week, I want to change the way how this friendship goes. And so that puts you in a position of changing again. You really can't keep up. So really, do you really have to become this several other people to other people just because of friendship or association. Just be you. If you
I
stay true to you, if you stay true to you, then you don't have to worry about what other people think. It's a constant.
right. It's a choice. It's a
You
choice.
it's a constant, and they could decide they want to be several things to several people, but
Hmm.
you being a constant, it's grounded
Right.
in you.
You have to be. Life is a choice, and one of the most valuable lessons I learned in college was you're a product of the choices you make.
Mhm.
So if I choose to stay in a relationship or a friendship that's toxic and I feel myself trying to fit into their box, that's not healthy for me and my needs.
Yeah,
We accept each other's boxes.
yeah,
So it it's just there's so many people and things out there that are based on what you can do for me or what you can do for the
yeah,
company, what you can do. But you have to start thinking also, well, what can I do for me in
yes,
order to be able to either fit into their box comfortably where I'm not losing too much of myself,
hmm,
or in order for me to remain an individual and to remain genuine and true and not fit into anybody else's scope, and
hmm.
just have people who accept you for you, because they're not going to tuck you in. They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to take care of your children or, and make sure that they've got this amazing life unless they're family in some ways. But even family sometimes does that.
Of course, even family bails on you. You did the least likely person are the ones who comes through for you most of
Right.
the times.
Most of
Most of the time, it's family that bails on you. So family. We were talking before the show started to air, and we were talking about there's no color, there's no race, there's no whatever, and we are all connected in some way or form. So
right.
when we talk about family and relatives, there's no such thing as blood relation anymore. Yeah, we may share blood, and I mean, if you think about it, I have my own blood group.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
I go to the doctor, I have my own blood group. And while you may have given birth to me, or you may be my cousin, or you may be my aunt or uncle, that don't mean to say I'm obligated to you in any way,
Right.
right? And there would be people who quote unquote do not share the blood that we have, call it the so-called blood related family, and they are more there for you. The ones who are not blood related, they are more there for you than the people who are blood related. You can call them at 3 o'clock in the morning and they will be there.
Right.
you know you know
Because
you know
family.
within yourself who to call, who sees you for who you are, who appreciates and who respects you for who you are, and who understands boundaries. And even though we're talking about no box, sometimes you have to draw lines, like in those games, to set boundaries. It may not be a box, but you draw a line and you say, hey, you can take it up to this point, but beyond that, you're not crossing that line. It may
Right.
not be a box, but it may be a line. Yeah.
Family tends to expect certain things from you,
Mm,
and from what I've seen, there's certain things that certain families, not just my family, but I'm saying other families that I've seen, they
right.
expect you to fit into the family way.
Mm,
You follow their religion, or you
yes.
follow their way of their career. Everybody has to be a doctor in this family,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
everybody has to
Yeah.
be a certain thing. Everybody has to be Catholic or Christian or Jewish.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Way. And what we forget is that we are all individuals.
That's right.
And we broke away from our mother and father at some point to become an individual.
Mm-hmm.
As parents, we have to understand our kids are going to break away at some point and become their own individuals, and we have to accept that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. We are all individuals with our own beliefs. I mean, we were not put here on earth to be lemmings.
Yeah.
There are already lemmings. There are already lemmings out there.
Yeah. But the
So,
thing, but the thing
we,
about it is, Angie, you're saying something there. I want to disagree with you a bit. From the
what's that?
time before your child is born, they are an individual already. They don't have to
Right,
leave your house to be an individual. They are already an entity, a being, a soul, a spirit.
right,
They already have their own. And,
right.
and you don't have to wait for them to leave the house to be an individual.
What
What
I'm
we
saying,
as parents, yeah,
as
what we as parents supposed to be doing is, when we give birth, this is a gift. This
hmm,
is a gift, just like how you will get a present wrapped up nicely and you will take care of it most of the times, and cherish it. You don't try to change the gift into
Right.
something that you want
That's
it
what
to
I was
be.
saying.
You
That's what I was
accept it. Yeah.
there are a lot of that's what I was saying. There are a lot of families that don't do that.
Yeah.
Saying there's a lot of families that don't accept the person they've given birth to as individuals, and until they're out of the house,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
out under their roof.
Yeah.
So I understand the whole thing, but what I'm saying is I know that there's a lot of families out there that do that, that make you fit into a box.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unless you have the parents that do nurture that and
Mm.
do understand that and don't wait until you've moved out,
Yeah.
then you are basically stuck into a family box.
Yeah.
You see a lot of, I know there's Asian cultures where the children, they have to do music, or they have to do math, or they have to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
because the parents are so focused, because their parents were focused and theirs were too,
Yeah.
to where it can drive you crazy.
It's a transactional relationship. It's strings.
Right,
I've been looking at that, and it's like a contract, a invisible contract you sign. You don't even know you signed the damn contract. You haven't signed any contract, but it is believed that you owe them that. I
Right.
brought you into this world. I take care of you. I spend money on you to go to school. I give you the best of the best. I didn't get this in my life, so you must do this. What?
Yeah.
Who signed that? Who agreed to that? I never agreed to that. What made you feel that I want to do that? I want to become that. And and if I don't, or if I don't follow that path of your box that you put me into, you put this frame around me that I must live, then you're outcasting me. You ostracize me. You start to treat me badly. You start to say bad things about me, that I'm deviant. I'm defiant.
You are somebody else's dream when they make you do that, because I mean, admittedly, so I had, growing up in Hollywood, of course I had a backstage mom. My mom wanted me to be an actress, a model, a dancer, a singer. She threw me in all of these classes, and she wanted me to live in her box, to live her dream. But that's nothing what I wanted to do. And at any chance I had, I was breaking from that. I mean, I had a beauty pageant when I was small. And I remember I had the dress and the hair and everything. And when it was my turn to walk out, I just chumped my shoulders and I just walked out, waving my arms, and didn't care. I wasn't really smiling. And I saw her at the end of the runway looking at me like, "Oh, you're going to get it. You're going to smile." And I was like, "I don't want to do this."
Yeah.
And I was modeling, and I told the people at the center, and I told the people, "I don't really want to be a model. This is my mom's dream, not mine."
Mm-hmm.
So they got together. They asked me what I wanted to do. I said I wanted to do photography. Mm-hmm. So they got together and bought me a camera. Mm-hmm. They knew I had another dream. I was trying to break out from that box my whole life. So I'm not rebellious. That's not a
Nothing is wrong with being rebellious. Rebellion has been given a negative connotation. Exactly. There is nothing wrong with being weird. There is nothing wrong with being rebellious. There is nothing wrong with being different. There is nothing wrong with being slow. There is nothing wrong with any of those things, because those things are your unique qualities. And if somebody cannot respect that, then something is wrong with them.
Yeah, they have their own needs that they need filled.
Yes.
And even with friends that are, I need you to be there to answer the phone when I call you. I need you to be there to protect me, or to clear all my conscience that I'm not good enough. Or you can't be that one person to everybody. Yeah. You have to maintain your own individuality and look at what's immediately under your roof and what your responsibility is as a human being to what you created. Mm-hmm. So you take care of that as well. And everybody has to own their own, I feel. You need to own your own and still be a good person, not selfish, to the point of where, you see someone hurt, like we spoke of, you see someone hurt and you help them. No, because you have somewhere to go. That's not proper. That's not being human.
Yeah.
Giving back and still being a good person in society, and being able to take care of your own and not be afraid of any backlash, not be afraid of people looking at you and laughing, because you know what, you look at it that way and it's like, oh, okay, well, at least I brought a smile to their face. If people, not being afraid of people talking about you, because you know what, here's the thing, they're talking about you. That's, at least they're talking about you.
Yeah. and whether or not they will talk about you. So it's not going to change anything. And there are so many boxes people. Yeah, there are so many boxes people put you into from childhood. We talk about that. in terms of the job, in terms of your political affiliations, religious affiliations, the man, the woman you marry, the house you live in, the car you drive, the lifestyle you live. I am like, oh my God, how many damn boxes are you going to be in? It's a closet. It's a closet full of boxes when you realize, and you're like, oh my God, I gotta get out of this thing. When something hits you and you realize, wait, this is not my life. If you ever become aware that you're really not happy, it's a closet full of boxes that you just realize, and you want to tumble all of them out, get rid of all of them, everybody, and suddenly you start moving away from your family, your friends, the so-called friends. You realize, wait, these people are really not my friends as I thought they were, you know. And you start making changes. You start making changes, and you start feeling something different within you, because all these boxes that everybody has been putting you into, it's just not you. You don't even have space to have a box for yourself. Even if you wanted to put in a box in the closet for you, don't have the space.
Just hide, you know.
Yeah.
To hide from the other box.
Yeah, you don't even have the space to create a box for yourself. You don't have the space to say, okay, I want to create my own box. No, you don't have a space for that, because you're living in everybody else's boxes.
No, and it's true. And I mean, I'm blessed with a very loving family. I'm blessed with, you know, great kids, great husband. You know, I have friends from elementary school, and I have friends, you know, that have been around for over 20 years. I have a good circle of support. I feel very blessed, and I feel like, you know, I haven't ostracized anybody who hasn't been, you know, toxic to me in any way. If they've been toxic, I just kind of sit back and I'll let them do their thing. And when they're ready to come back around, then they can come back around and we'll talk. But you learn as far as how it makes you grow as well. Now, I have, you know, I mean, being a mom, it's been hard to cut those strings and let my kids go off to college and do what they're needing to do. But, you know, you have to remind yourself, whether you have children or not, you know, people are going to do what they need to do in order for them to blossom, because I've blossomed. Like I said, I have friends that have been around a while, friends that haven't been around a while, that I'm just starting to learn and understand. And I'm not going to ostracize anybody for their beliefs or what they need to do with their life to make themselves go forward. But if they don't feel I fit into their box, or I don't feel I fit into their box, it's just maybe a different path we have to take, and a different association we have to be. You know, just as long as we can all still get along, you know, as long as we can all still create a good society, a positive society, and not so much with names and rumors and things that will bring other people down.
Yeah, but change is good. Change is good, and evolving and growing is good. And we talk about stepping out of your comfort zone, but stretching yourself to see what you're really capable of, what you have missed, what you need to find out about yourself, doing things that you haven't done before. And you might discover a lot of things about yourself that you never knew. You learn, you're constantly learning. Once you're breathing on this earth, you're constantly learning. And you mentioned the thing about the kids going away to college and they being away from you. Yeah, it's always a scary thing, but you have to dig deep within yourself to ask, why am I being scared about this? Haven't I taught them well? It comes back to you questioning, you know, yourself. You have to trust yourself and what you have taught your kids. And even if you feel fearful, you have to trust what you have done. And I know you have done a great job with your kids. So there's nothing to worry about that. Even if you can't teach them everything, they're going to learn it on their own and make their own decisions. But look at the other side of it, Angie, and to all other parents out there, especially the mothers. When your children move away and they've grown, it should be a moment in your life where you should be celebrating and saying, yay, they're out of the house. I have more time. I have more time to do the things that I always wanted to do. This is my time for me to discover and grow and travel. And for me and my husband, if you have a husband or whatever, a significant other, whatever it is, a partner, to be able to experience more. Forget letting them go. Help them pack. I help my children pack.
No. I mean, you think, as a parent, you always feel like, you know, you just hope and pray that they do make the right decision, that you did teach them what you said. from one thing I do realize is that no matter how much I tell them, I'm mom. I
Yeah.
don't know much. Regardless in their shoes, and even worse, I've been in a bad neighborhood growing up, and we made sure we raised their neighborhood. Bad experience growing up, we made sure they never had to really deal with what we dealt with. And so you don't want them to run into those people that you had to avoid yourself, and they don't have the street smart. But the fact that they are away, it is a testament to what we've done as parents. It is a testament that we didn't totally shield them from the world, and we've shown them everything. And I'm glad that they're out there. And of course, as a mom, you're always going to want to know if your kids are safe and their health, eating, and all that. They're on their own as far as if they want to starve, that's fine.
Yeah, it's
But
their
the fact that's their time, because I look back and see how I attached myself, and that was a little bit of a battle, and it was scary. And as a parent, you don't want your kids to be scared, but you know what? They have to be scared because it means they're alive, and they learn how to survive that way when you're a little scared. And it doesn't just mean breaking away and moving out. It means with your career, it means with your spouse, it means with your friends. When you try something new, if it's scary, like I said before, that means something's working. That means that something's working. You have to be scared to feel alive.
Yeah. And that fear or that emotion that you're feeling could push you to do something better, to start thinking, as we say, out of the box, or there's no box. Life is such an interesting thing, and we need to just stop fretting and worrying. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to fret about. Just live. Just live. There is no box. There is no box. There is no box, and don't allow anybody to put you in one. If you sense it, get your scissors or something and start cutting out of that box. Cut them out of your life. Cut out of the box. Be aware of yourself. Be conscious, so that you know when you feel that frame coming around you, that limitation, those restrictions, those parameters. Get out of that box. It's not going to help you. But I wanna feature your website, Angie. Remind me of the website again. Let me bring that up to showcase your book and your husband in the panda costume.
He's so supportive. I love it.
Remind me of the website again.
Okay, it's angiefloresbooks.com.
Yes, I have it here. As I typed in Angie, I saw it showed up. So, well, I saw the paw print. I saw the paw print show up before anything else. Hold on. Hold on. Let me share the screen 1 second. There we go.
There am I.
Yes. Yes.
That's my website.
Yes.
And
this is nice. And the bestseller list. I saw this come up before anything else. Oh, I thought it was a paw print. It's actually a picture. It looked like a paw. I just saw the little black one. But there you are.
Oh.
There you are with Panda. Cubs wish.
And it was his idea to do the costume. He says, what else can we do to get your book out there? And he said, one of his dreams was always working at Disneyland as one of his characters. And he said, why don't I become a panda for you? And I was like, oh my God, that'll be amazing.
Yeah.
So it was his idea. He's so supportive, and I love him so much.
And these are your kids here. These are your family.
Yeah, in the black and white picture. That's my
It's
family.
Lovely. They take more from their father, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, thank God.
They have nothing for you. Nothing. Not even the hair. They have nothing for you.
I'm okay with that. When my oldest son was younger, he had a full head of curly hair. And I took him to an agent because he had this really good personality. And the agent said, okay, I get that he's a boy, but you're going to have to cut the hair. And I said, I think I'll wait.
This is nice. This is nice. So people can join your mailing list here. Put in your email address.
Right.
Okay. And if persons wanted to buy the book, where can they do that? Do we go to
do it on the website, and they can go under shop,
Oh, on the shop? Oh, I went to books. Hold on. But these are your other books. Oh, this is lovely.
The other books that I've been in are actually part of the Children's Book Writers of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
The Story Sprouts editions are anthologies and basically how to write. And
mm-hmm,
my work was put into those two books, and there's another edition that's coming out soon, basically with samples of writing samples on how to write and how to get your voice heard.
okay.
The Wyman, that is a middle grade novel for grades from 3 on up, and
Mm-hmm,
it's written by 23 different authors who basically each wrote a chapter, and the president and the editor of our group
mm-hmm,
intertwined all the stories to make this really amazing kids middle grades novel about this girl who jumps through time. She
mm-hmm.
gets lost in time and she ends up in Hollywood in the 1920s, or the tsunami that happened not too long ago in Thailand. She just jumps through time, and it's a very interesting book for any middle grader if they like sci-fi.
Nice. So let's go to shop. Books.
Mhm.
Oh, beautiful. I love the background. It's nice. So Cub's Wish.
I have an amazing website developer. She's
Yeah.
very artistic, and she's helped me get through a lot of this. So
Yeah. So this is nice. And they can get the book signed by you.
if you order through me, if you order directly through me,
Mm-hmm.
PayPal, then I will send you the book, and I will autograph it and personalize it and make it yours.
Okay.
If you do order through Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com, unfortunately, it comes straight from them, and I won't have a chance to sign. So
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you on what you'd like. If you wanted something personalized, I'll write what you like, or I'll send my own message to you in the book, or go straight through the other channels.
Fabulous. Fabulous. I love it. It's pretty simple. It's quite lovable. Quite lovable and huggable. And pandas are just so teddy bearish.
Right. Yeah, no, they're loving. They're the sign of peace in China. They're the sign of
Yes, I remember that. I remember
and
that.
yeah, luckily they're no longer endangered, so that's a good thing too.
Yeah, I remember that. So let me stop sharing now and come back to you. Yay. Yay. So this is beautiful. Thank you so much. I mean, this has been a really great talk, a really great chat. And I see you have the background that's showcasing the book as well. Yes. Nice. Unfortunately, your husband isn't there to profile himself in in the picture, in the video. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, you know what I noticed that you have a 5 star on the Walk of Fame.
That my friend did that for me. And one thing I do believe, if I can just share this, is putting out intentions.
Of course, I
Let it
believe in that.
out and manifest your dreams to come true.
Yeah.
And I was born in Hollywood, so I thought, why not have a star on the Walk of
Of
Fame?
course, of course. I've been there. I've been to California, I think about 3 years ago, and I went up to the Hollywood sign on the hill on the mountain thing and did the Walk of Fame. I was like, yay! You
Yes,
know, did the
that's
tour. So next time I'm coming to California, I definitely have to check you out.
funny. Call me.
Yes, yes.
Lunch, do tea or something. I'm down by the beach, so that's even
Oh,
nice.
nice, nice, nice. Never been on California's beach yet. I mean, I'm living on a Caribbean island, so I'm familiar with beaches, but not in California. I've always heard about it. Yes,
Well, I've been to the Bahamas, and it's beautiful there. So
yes,
I don't. The beaches are very different.
yes.
So
Very, very different. But I'm open to experiences. I have no box, Angie. I have no box. So,
good for you. Good.
thank you so much for being on Between the Lines. It's been a pleasure. It's been really, really an honor talking with you. And I really look forward to meeting you one day. It's actually one of my goals to meet all my guests
You should. You
on my show in face to face, like travel all over and meet with them and just spend time with them. I think that would be super awesome. But
make the
thank
big
you
world.
so much.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to speak with you, and you've been so lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.